Audio. Yeah, we should be good. You're good?
There you go. Yeah.
There we go.
What the hell is that? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, as always, Adam the Mal left of me or below me.
Wherever. Oh, below you. Huh? I'm a power bottom.
I introduced you twice, maybe 3 times actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, third time's the charm.
There you go.
But it's been a couple weeks. Adam, you were
Partying up in Dominican Republic. Yep.
I didn't know if it was top secret and we had to keep it to the secret.
Well, I mean, I was on a mission, but a mission accomplished. So, the top secret, is out of the bag,
Secret agents,
Yes.
International mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And as Cousin Sekani, you had just come back from England, correct?
Yes, indeed. We'll be back there even more quickly than I came. Be back, going back on Monday. But in the meantime, I'm going to be taking a secret trip of my own to an unknown location tomorrow.
Oh,
okay.
Is it a dispensary?
You didn't have to spoil it. Oh, damn it.
Can you say whether it's domestic or international?
Let's say it's domestic.
Okay.
Not within the home.
Interesting. What could we be going tomorrow? That'll be funny.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna leave subtle clues on your Instagram that only people have to.
That would leave a paper trail.
I guess so, but yeah, you have a digital paper trail location of your phone GPS.
Yeah, might have to smash the phone then before we go. Buy a new one. All trace time.
Back in the day, just to fuck around, no one cared, but I just thought it was kind of a cool little nerd thing I would do. Anytime I would travel somewhere abroad, when I used to travel, I would put as like my status, I would put the Google coordinates on Google Maps. That's it.
Oh,
a little nerd
perfect
thing I would do. Right? No, like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
No one ever figured it out.
It's actually kind of cool that when you take a picture of your phone, it records the. I was going through a bunch of pictures from 5-6 years ago, trying to figure out where I was and where that place was, and you can get the GPS coordinate and find exactly where, and then just go back on the calendar on the Google Earth to see.
Yeah, that is cool.
Oh, so you can trace your journey back.
Well, that's so apparently I got in trouble because he had said he was somewhere, but and they were able to. They because when you picture it still has that GPS code still in it, and IOCIO, whoever was doing it was able to detect that was actually sending a picture from another location and not the location time or where you're supposed to be for the time of the crime. So be careful what you do, all kids.
Google has a thing like that. Since Google always knows your shit, you can't see that though, right? So yeah, it's called Google Timeline. Every month you get an update of everywhere you've been, and it just adds to everything throughout the years. It's kind of cool.
Really?
Oh. Yeah.
That good or bad?
Yeah, Google's got our entire travel portfolio.
Yeah, it's a little creepy. Yeah. Google knows I've been to Africa. It knows I've been to Australia. Holy shit! It knows I've been to Iceland all those times. Holy shit! I didn't realize that.
Isn't that crazy?
I knew it did, but I didn't realize it got everything. Everything is fucking on here. Holy shit. Holy shit. Sorry.
Something.
Yeah, eventually when you type Iceland into Google, they're going to find pictures of you everywhere.
Okay. We got to get business.
Where we're going to be able to look at a picture that we took, and it's going to be able to figure out. You know what I mean?
I lost you.
Yeah, I lost you too.
You guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. So eventually, you can put a picture online, and they'll be able to figure out who's behind the picture.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
You ever look at a picture from years ago and see a person and be wonder if they're dead or not?
Yeah, I don't dig into it though, because then I don't want. I kind of don't want to know. I like to believe everybody's still living their life happily and doing what they do. And if someone died, that sucks. I kind of don't want to know about it because they've already passed and there's nothing I can do about that now. So I'd rather just not know.
True.
That's kind of on the same page.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, and it was from like 20 years ago, and it was like this old guy was sitting at like a Red Sox game down in Fort Myers, and I go, I wonder if he's still alive. Who knows? Points to ponder, right?
Yeah.
Bring that back one day.
That's a good game. We used to play a game called Points to Ponder.
It's basically Would You Rather. That's all.
Would you rather?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
It was a nice one. We had some interesting and we also who said it was like you gave a quote and you gave 3 possible people who said it. That was a good.
Oh yes.
Oh,
We got political for a while.
You did this like Kanye or Donald Trump, and you would say something. How often it was the other person you thought.
It's true.
It was an entertaining game, especially when we had really interesting. But actually, Sekani, were you on the show radio? Was Adam there at the time? Was Adam out that day?
I don't think Adam was there that day. I think this, because the last time I was on was like, I think it was still in middle school, high school.
It was 2014.
Wow.
Yeah, that was right in between.
Yeah. His car towed, and the 3, me, you, and your brother had with Adam, with Eric, take a cab to get his car out of impound.
Yeah, that was an experience, especially in Boston of all places too.
Yeah, it was very. I mean, when you park your car in a no park spot for construction vehicles only, and you're confused, but
yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where like you kind of want to take your shot, and then like hopefully they'll never like catch you. But like every once in a while, like if you're wrong place, wrong time, like I wouldn't be surprised if he had parked it like a day later, a day after, a different hour. That car might have still been there.
He typically has a horseshoe of luck of us, and he would be the person that would be able to park there for like one time I parked my car in the loan at my old apartment building. So and she was very much pregnant at the time. So instead of me going around, I had to walk to the building. So I let her in the building, got her up the back down to get my car, and it was already towed. It's like the tow truck watched me. And then Eric sends me a picture of my tow truck he drove by, like on a flatbed. We enough to get our money. It was like $250 to get my car in impound.
Oh, yikes. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if they like have quotas that they have to meet in terms of like cars towed. And so like you have them like on the lookout like all the time, hoping to catch unsuspecting victims.
So especially in those apartment buildings, they just circle the parking lot like a little bit of fish in the water.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my friends last summer, he was coming to visit me from like Rock Hill, South Carolina, and I told him he could park the car in our apartment parking lot. And normally, honestly, it's like okay, like most of the time, because I've seen a lot of cars like park there and get away with it for a few days. But when he parked there, he got away with it for 2 days, but he didn't get away with it for a 3rd day.
Ooh.
And so initially we thought we literally thought we had just kind of been delusional and he parked his car somewhere else. But nope, it had been towed away.
Yeah, it's
and then when we got to the towing place, there was nobody there to get the car out for us, and there was another group of people that were like really desperate to get the car. So we were like calling the place for like 30 minutes until somebody finally came and let us out.
That sounds like a fun time.
Indeed, it wasn't from my friend's wallet, but
they got you by the balls too, because they know there's nothing you can do. Like so you have to freaking pay them. It's just no way around it.
Right.
Yeah.
It was sorry, we're gonna keep your car. And then if they keep it for so many days, they actually get to keep them for forever if you don't claim it. Like that. Something crazy like that.
Oh yikes.
I just changed my name again. It was time. I wanted to separate myself.
Sexy.
Yes. Oh, you look so sexy, Lisa.
Sexy Lisa.
So I'm trying. I don't know if I can try to had some clips set up. I was gonna play. And
do you want to risk that?
Yeah, I don't even think it's gonna give you the option, anyways.
I was gonna say
I'm using like a Mac and a PC at the same time. It's very confusing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, switching between those operating systems. I could never get around Windows to this day.
the thing is, I really, other than saying to start this off, I really don't know how to start to talk about something so horrible.
Okay.
That, I guess that's how to start talking about it. It's just to address just how horrible of a film. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
So
it's
we'll
not
start
blow
at this
computer. Is it?
No. We'll start it this way. We'll move my data vision. We'll play. This is the 2 minutes of the greatest moments of the, you probably can see, right?
Yeah.
I'm covering it on my screen like no one's gonna see it on my end.
Both me and your cousin, we were just talking. We both just watched it before the whole movie. Before,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, so it's fresh in our heads.
It's very fresh.
Okay. So all right, so let's play this.
What's all these Windows?
It's called it was do. What's? Can you guys hear it?
No.
Oh, it's basically.
See anything.
Can you see the screen?
I see like tab after tab after tab.
I see, yeah, that's what I see. I see a million tabs. It's like a picture and a picture and a picture and a picture, and then it goes all the way down to like the tiniest little speck.
Oh, I know why. This is like stop sharing.
One day we should just fuck around and iron out some of these difficulties.
Because that's
it's the heat. It's the heat, man.
Yeah, we broke a record today.
I know.
Right, so people out there have probably seen it. Oh. I lost it. Okay. There we go.
Anything for my princess.
So if you all right, I don't think you guys seen it on your it was like the greatest hits of the movie. I mean, I had discussed this a while ago, but we didn't go into too much depth like we did with one of my favorite movies of all time, Duet. But and then I was with Sekani last weekend, and we were talking, and the topic of the room came up, and I go and never broke this on, and how I really wanted to, because I'm a big fan of Tommy Wiseau.
So how did this come up, by the way? It's like, I feel like the room just doesn't come out of nowhere. Like something has to lead up to that coming out, such film. So how did this come up? How you wanted to see something? We were talking about moving or traveling, maybe.
Yeah, I think I was talking about like some movies that were like coming out in the theater, and I think it started with like John Wick 4 of all things, because it just came out in the theaters.
I haven't seen it. Don't spoil.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Might be the best John Wick film. That's all I'll say.
I heard. Yeah, don't spoil anything for me. I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, but we were pretty much on like a movie trend, and I at some point I was just talking about The Room. Like I think it literally just came out of curiosity, because for like the past year I've kind of had an obsession with this movie, and I've tried to indoctrinate every person that I know in my friend circle to see this movie. So I think I've seen it at least like 6 or 7 times over the past year, not including this one.
It's fascinating the amount of things a movie can't get right. Like even Lisa's tits aren't good. Like there's nothing good in this movie. like there's absolutely nothing good. Arty, you had a giant printout today of hardcore facts. I could see you staring at it. What do you got?
So it's funny because come up, it's usually like a page of stuff, and then the other page is full of. If you look up The Room on Wikipedia, 8 pages of actual stuff. 11 pages total if you include the. I was just thrown back, because this is not typically something you see. And then I think a lot of it has to do with the disaster as how they added on to it,
Yeah.
But I would like to maybe we could just break the movie down for everyone, give us like a quick like synopsis of, if you
honestly, it's hard to break down because it's just so scattered. There's so many things going on that lead to nothing. There's people just leaving. Everyone's always busy too. Everyone's always like, I gotta go. I can't talk right now. I'll come back when you're busy. Nah, I'm busy. I gotta leave. And then, but basically, Lisa's a cunt. She doesn't like Johnny anymore. But her mom is a bitch who's just like, even when she lies and is like, oh, he hits me, she's like, oh, you gotta stay with him for your financial security.
Financial security.
It's like, Whose throwaway line is "I have cancer"? You know, so
exactly.
Nowhere. You know,
that's a problem because like the majority of this film literally like doesn't need to be there. Especially if you like look at scenes that like they're very irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. I mean, that's also led to like some of its most iconic moments, like when Johnny walks into like the flower shop. That should have been like a 10-15 second scene max, but they draw it out completely. Where like he has to drive in the car, he's got to walk all the way to the flower shop, he's got to talk to the florist. Yeah.
After watching the whole thing again, it's been about a year and a half or so since I've watched I've watched like all the classic moments, and like I've tried to get people to watch it with me who can't get through it. Like I watched the whole thing by myself before this, and the end of the movie, the party scene, I forgot, like, there's some stuff that goes on in there. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, so when she's like, okay, everybody outside.
How do you go outside?
Everybody's like, and then she's like, shuts the door so her and Mark can have a moment, make out. There's a guy that walks in who I have never fucking seen before, who is like, how could you do this to Johnny? Right?
So there's a reason for that. So the guy who plays Peter, the psychologist. So there's so many characters spelled.
It's not Peter the psychologist, though.
Yeah, it's not. It's some guy named Steven. But the thing is, Peter was supposed to be the character in that scene, but he decided to leave the project before he finished wrapping up all of his scenes. So Tommy's like, shit. Then he had to go get a new actor to fill in that spot for him, which is why we don't see Peter at all in the party scene.
Well, and then there's all the random games of catch. And then there was a part in the back alley where they're playing, Mike, the guy that Michelle and Mike who go to make out in their apartment every once in a while.
Yeah, and he even like just casually says it. Like at one point when he's like throwing the football, he's like, I can't stay very long. I have to go make out with Michelle.
Make out. But they like play, and then Mark just tosses him the ball and he falls into the trash can, and they have to help him. Like I'm very.
But he barely even like shoves him. It's just like you could tell that like the actor, like he probably thought the scene itself was like really goofy, so he kind of does like a forced shove in the scene. Yeah. But it's so goofy, like he just trips and falls apart. And that happens really often because like it happens to Mark too, when like Johnny like pushes it twice, and the lawyer too, and he trips.
He falls too. And then to start off the movie, first of all, you got 3 sex scenes within a half an hour, and they recycle some clips. The most awkward R&B music I've ever heard in my fucking life. And you have this fake rain pouring down.
Rose, you are my rose. It's.
First of all, who wants to even have sex with a bunch of roses? You're going to get pricked with thorns. This fake rain, obvious fake rain on the outside of the window, right? And it's like his body is so gross. We're not looking at Ryan Reynolds here. We're looking at like this distorted Quasimodo half step. He's definitely juicing in that movie. There's no way his body looks like that, but it's also like got like contorted muscle, and he's just like, it looks like he's like humping him. It's gross.
It looks like it's a slow motion too, and like the sound effects are never like lip synced properly. So you see the rust. He's like, and then he had to make sure he got his ass shot too for the magazines.
Yeah, and he had to. He wanted the sex scenes to film first too. He was very adamant when they were filming the movie about the sex scenes.
Authentic. He's like, this is the only make it authentic because we have to just go right into it,
Yeah, but the saddest part about it too was like, so Lisa, her actor, there's actually if you read the Disaster Artist book, it might be in the movie too, but at some point I think there was like a mole that Lisa had. And Tommy was like, that's disgusting. We can't have that in the scene. And pretty much shamed her for it before they like had the scene. They had to get like makeup in order to like cover it up. Yeah. But he was ruthless. And he has no right to be talking.
And I love how he acts like this detective. Like he goes to play PI, like with the recorder and everything like that. And at the end, he's tape. See what's on here.
We'll see. Oh, and he also, he's like, we'll see about that. And then he like walks for 30 seconds and then he says it again. He's like, we'll see about that. Like it's almost like he copy pasted the line by accident. Like got to cut it out.
Also at the party that fight breaks out between him and Mark. He's, what you doing? Right. And he's like, and then Mark turns into like an asshole, but he's not even sure if he likes her. Mm-hmm. And it was just such a weird exchange, like that whole party scene. It was just so bizarre the way everything came together in a way that didn't make any sense whatsoever. The dynamics, it was like everybody was bipolar. Like
yeah, I mean, like you could kind of see like 2 different sides to like all of them because like at one point like you can see like Johnny talking with Lisa's mom like very casually, and then all of a sudden like after everything breaks out he's pissed at her.
Yeah, and they're like feeling each other up on the dance floor like Mark and Lisa. It's like
after doing that after they have that first fight.
Yeah,
like almost like they're trying to instigate something.
Exactly. Yeah, I've always wondered, if a filmmaker watching this movie there's two ways you could watch this movie. Could a filmmaker watch this and be like, I think some would be angry, like, all right, there are people, the amount of work that goes into putting a film together, money, actors, it's a lot of fucking work. And some people never get their dream project made. It just doesn't happen. This motherfucker comes along and puts up this fucking turd for everybody to watch. So it's like, what the fuck? Or could you look at it as like, wow, that motivates me because this guy got this movie made. So maybe if I work hard enough, I can get my movie made. I could see it kind of going both ways.
Like,
well, that's the thing. Nobody actually knows how he got the film funded, but we all know it cost $6 million. And I'm pretty sure it all came out of Tommy's bank account.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of like weird elements. Cause like in the movie for sure, there's like a part where like someone has to go get their paycheck and the bank just writes it off. They're like, oh, here you go. And he's like, what? So he's either like doing something on like the black market or he's got like some international scheme that's giving him like residual income, because there's no way this man just like has all this money. He lives in San Francisco. He owned 2 apartments at one point.
Do you know how much it made?
No.
Much?
$1,116.
Wow. I love how the professions in this movie of what everybody's job really is. Like Lisa, like, oh, the computer business is really competitive. It's like, what are you talking about? And then, like, get promotion.
Yeah, and then like Johnny's a banker of some sort.
Yeah, I don't know. And then her friends go to school apparently, and they make out in their apartment. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, she was on the Airbnb trend before it became popular. You gotta respect Lisa for the room. Might be a pioneer in other ways.
In the beginning, the
underwears.
Just rolling around.
I have to wonder if Mike was like, his actor was directed to be like so weird like that.
Maybe.
Or if that's just like his natural disposition.
Maybe. Actually, I think the way a lot of the lines are read, I feel like they have nobody telling them, okay, the person you're talking to is feeling this. It's because I feel like it's a cold read. Like you'll have like Lisa being like, I want to see you. I really can't. I'm really busy. Like, it's just on the phone. Like, it just feels off in the way you would talk back to somebody if someone was saying something else to you.
You probably put any emotion next to the lines. So it was basically, so it was like, maybe I'll be questioning this one.
Yeah.
Maybe be very demanding on this one.
I did laugh. There is one legitimate laugh in this that I got, and it was like, she's like, I want to see you. And they're on the phone. He's like, what are you talking about? I just saw you. Like, I actually laughed really hard at that part. That part was actually pretty funny. You know?
Yeah, I feel like I've left this movie like every 5 minutes at some point. There's always just like something. And the thing with like Tommy as an actor is like he doesn't do a great job of emoting, but when he does manage to emote, it almost is like the wrong thing. Like there's that scene where we're on the top of the rooftop. Greg is like telling a story about how like some girl got beat up on Guerrero Street, and then just cuts him being like, ha, 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 ha. What a story, Mark. And he's like smiling the entire time. And then Greg's like, you can say that again. Like, I think even Greg in that scene was like bewildered and like how that delivery could pass in the final cut.
Some of the best scenes in the shop. Remember when he comes up and he goes, I didn't hit her.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. Yeah. I did not hit her. I did not. Hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Mark, yeah.
But
let's think, like, how many times in this movie do they say like, oh, hi, insert name? There's got to be like, there has to be a drinking game that you can get out of that.
Oh,
like, oh, hi, Denny.
What I want to know is like, okay, there's a couple things that happen here that they don't really establish. Okay, she's like, Lisa said I hit her. Like, but how did he find out Lisa said that? Like, there's no scene where that comes together at all. It's just like it's out there in the blue. Like, oh, it's like
it's posted on
and then also how the mom expected. I actually wrote this down because I was like, what?
Wait, it's what I think it is.
Wait, mom wants Johnny to help with a down payment on her friend's house. Just out of nowhere. The mom's like, I expect her husband to be very helpful. Like, he won't give the down payment. Like, what?
Yeah, like that moment like was like so strange in the grand scheme of things. But I wonder if it was an attempt by like Tommy to give sort of like an antagonistic side to every character, because if you kind of look at everything, the only person you could say is like an angel in the movie is like Johnny himself.
Maybe.
Because there's barely anything that he does within the script that you could really like write as like, oh, that's problematic. He like shoves Lisa a couple of times, like very pathetically.
She gets up and pushes her down like
he's like, do you understand life? Do you?
Yeah. No. A question though, at the party, I went to go take a piss, but I'm willing to bet this didn't happen. But remember when he's like, everybody, we're expecting, right? Mm-hmm. And he tells them we have a kid. Did he and Lisa actually have that conversation, or he just come out and say that at the party?
Lisa, I think they didn't have the conversation in the movie, but what I thought is like Lisa probably told Johnny like behind the scenes at some point, about some part where we didn't see anything.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. I'm like, did I duck out for a second and miss them like saying they're having a kid? I don't think so.
No, he just said that. That was cold turkey.
Yeah.
I bet that was ad-lib too. Seems like a good idea to insert this. So let everybody know.
Well, actually, the part where he says hi doggy was ad-libbed. That was not in the script. Like he just happened to see the dog on the counter as they were filming the scene. And so he's like, oh, hi doggy. And then he leaves. Yeah. And so they just decided to keep it in.
Do you notice how he grabs the flower? He grabs him right side up and then
he holds it backwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's upside down and like what's angle? What is that about? Like
watching it with subtitles is a real treat. I'll tell you that. It really is. That's what I did today. I watched it with subtitles on, and I'm like, because a lot of times you hear him, he mumbles a lot. And it's just like, so you read what he's actually saying. And I'm like, oh, that's how you got that? Okay.
I gotta try that. That way you can actually
Yeah, I also did the same thing, except I had Italian subtitles instead of English ones that I couldn't get rid of.
Oh God,
that was an experience. But you know what? That made it more coherent too, because there were like a couple of like things that even after seeing this film multiple times, I could still never understand. Like, there's a conversation they were having about, I think, some sort of convention or festival called like the Bay of Breakers.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And I thought the convention was called, for the longest time, was just Baby Breakers, based on like the way they said it. Well, like, what kind of like sex trafficking cult do they go to every day? But
and I got a good hard laugh too at the very end when Johnny blows his own brains out. Spoiler alert! And they come running in and like, wake up, Johnny! Come on! It's like this blood all over the fucking place. He's on the floor, and it's like, yeah.
Lisa's like, is he dead? Is he dead?
Yeah.
Johnny's like, yes, he's dead.
Yeah. Johnny was quite the loser.
He is. Oh, he's a big baby.
I guess you can agree with Lisa on something.
I know, right? You feel bad for the guy, though.
Yeah, like everybody betray him.
Yeah, no, but it's true. He wasn't a bad guy. He didn't do technically anything wrong at all. And the whole time, he's like, I have lost everybody.
Yeah, no,
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I have a question for both of you. Do you think that Johnny is a self-insert character for the own director?
I mean, he is the director, so
it kind of seems like that. Like, he's like, how could I take a story that I made up and then make me in the middle of this? No sense whatsoever for it, then it goes around.
Yeah.
So like, part of me wonders if Tommy himself views himself in this light, like the way he does Johnny, because they almost feel like very much one and the same, especially in terms of like their mannerisms. And part of me wonders if he had something like this.
You're giving him too much credit. Honestly, I don't think he's that smart. I think he wanted to write a movie, start himself. It's all like ego. I think it's all him wanting to do it. He wanted to direct it. He wanted to star in it. He wanted everything. It's even called Weissman Productions when the movie started. He like wants everything. It's just, I think it's all ego, and he just wanted everything his way. That's what
the first four things: directed by, written by, produced by, starring.
Yeah,
Tommy Wiseau.
So the guy was to make his baby happen.
I don't think it's wise to read deep into this at all. He's not smart. I think he's smart enough to have the momentum and the determination to get it done. I'll give him that. But I don't think there's any sort of deep. I mean, you read the fucking dialogue.
So there's a soundtrack you could have.
There's a what?
A soundtrack.
Oh, well, I think we heard the first 3 or 4 songs for sure.
28 tracks. I get the list of them right here. So what he did was, what a lot of movies did, put like little clips of like things they said during the movie, like on between tracks, right?
Mhm.
He has probably, well, all of them, all 26 minutes of it, if it is just clips of the movie in audio form. You basically have 2/3 of the movie into it.
Oh,
and I'm reading it. May not even be in order too. It may just be if you have it accidentally on shuffle, you might really get a different perspective of how the movie sounds.
oh God. Yeah, I'm gonna
You
have to
think
give that
I
a shot
bought-
sometimes.
I want to see if we can build the soundtrack on iTunes.
Yeah.
God. Ugh.
Actually,
Like,
this reminds me of something like kind of related to that though. But at one point I had checked out the Room DVD to like show to friends. And if you but yeah, you know like that scene selection, right?
Yeah.
Aren't some of those titles wild?
Yes. And I haven't looked through that recently, but I remember I'll have to look through it after this. But yeah, I know there's something going on there. Yeah.
Yeah, I have it pulled up here. Just like some of the bangers from this one is like Lisa seduces Mark. Love scene between Johnny and Lisa. You are tearing me apart, Lisa. But it's not like apart, it's and then part, Lisa.
Yeah.
And then there's one that's like, we'll see about that. I'll show them. They're just quotes. Like, I'll show them. I'll record everything.
It's like pieces of the scene. You just took like the best line. That's going to be the title of this chapter.
Yeah. Now, I do want to ask you all about Chris R, though.
Chris R. Oh, was he the drug dealer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No one knows because he just gets kind of whisked away and you never see him again. So he's probably the best actor out of all of them. But he has like one line of dialogue. Where's my fucking money, Danny? 5 minutes? My 5 minutes, Danny. That's it. And then I don't get. And then there's a lot of takeaways from things that go nowhere. What about the drug dealer? Oh, how about Mark almost throwing Peter off the fucking back of the deck in a fit of rage because he discovered he's banging Lisa? Right? What like? So I can't. It's horrible.
You think he really thought about connectivity when he was writing this movie? He's like, making sure everything has to fit. And
no, he just grabbed every cliche possible you could imagine, rammed them all together, and then just let it take a crap on film and see what happens. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Adam filmed that roof scene, 23 takes or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like he just could not remember I did not hit her. It's not true. I think it was when he got the water bottle that he suddenly remembered all of his lines. That was the thing.
I like the really bad roof of like this like cartoon city in the background.
At the end too, when he flips out that Lisa left him, like he doesn't even vandalize his own place properly. He's just like slapping stuff to the ground. It's not like he's like really throwing stuff. He's just like Yeah,
and he even misses something. Like you could tell like he tried to like throw like the paintings, but he completely whiffs the paintings as he's like walking away.
And it's like, oh no, not the fruit. It's just like
dude, not the spoon pictures.
No.
Why would you trash your own place?
He did get a great throw on the TV. I'll give him that. That was the only one. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, and he tore apart Lisa's dress, which if we're gonna give him credit, tearing me apart, just the symbolism there, perfect.
Oh, I didn't think of that. That's really deep. Yeah. Wow, it all came to head. Look at that.
It was on me. When you look at him, he has like a squint eye.
Dude, he looks like he's got Bell's palsy.
Basically, Andrew Dice Clay has it. You got the palsy. Like, yeah, face is like just slanted, like he's alive, right?
Yes, he's still alive. He just came out with a new movie.
Yeah,
that he's premiered. It's called Big Shark.
I'll see this. I will watch this. I'm gonna try to steal it tonight. I'm gonna try to watch it tonight. I'm a Cody player.
What's the premise of the movie?
There's a big shark in New Orleans.
Shitty shark movie. That's all you have to know. They're all the same.
it's is half on the river, half like, and then like a lake. So
I think I can't do it because it's the screen background there, but I mean, never mind.
Oh my God.
I'm just trying to share a picture.
Wow. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up the trailer for it on my
Mini shark movie. Yeah, that's all you got to know.
Because the trailer for it is honestly like really wild, because like half of the trailer is not even about the movie. It's about him trying to sell his underwear line.
I don't think it's officially out yet though, because I see. Oh wait, it came out April 2nd.
Oh,
but I don't see any watch options. You know, it usually tells you on Google like watch options. So.
Yeah, I think he's on a tour right now of like the film. So he went to Portland, I think, to show it, and then I think he's going to like New York at some point in August, and he's definitely going to New Orleans.
Yeah.
Because which actually, speaking of New Orleans though, the reason he filmed it there is because he calls it his hometown. There was a period of his life where he said he was from New Orleans.
Oh, Mark is in it.
Oh, Mark's in it too?
Yeah, Greg Sestro is his name. He's in it. Yep.
Oh my God,
they were friends. I knew they were friends, but
yeah. You know. I'm surprised they're still friends after Greg wrote The Disaster Artist.
It's amazing. But you know what's funny? I think The Disaster Artist made him more famous than it ever would be, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But as we were talking when we were off the air, saying like the problem is though, now he's become self-aware that like, is he going to make it intentionally bad? Like The Room wasn't made intentionally bad. Right. It came out as a real drama and people laughed at it during test screenings, and then they yanked it and they were like, oh, no, it's a dark comedy thriller. So that's what it really is. It's supposed to be funny when it really wasn't. But now, like, is it changed? Like now that he's self-aware, is it intentional? That kind of changes it a little bit, you know?
He could. You think he'd like be smart enough to be able to manipulate it? Bad, I guess. I don't know. You kind of feel bad, guy, because you know he put his like heart and soul into this movie. Like this was his life disaster.
Yeah,
like,
but he got famous from it. I've wondered too, like with The Disaster Artist, like has like I had trouble watching it because they're making fun of him, but he doesn't care. So I don't know. It's just weird to me. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, and he even makes like a cameo at the end of the movie too.
Right.
So I guess he kind of like indirectly put his seal of approval on it.
Yeah.
Well, those who haven't seen the movie probably should see the movie. It came out 2003.
Wow. So yeah, the 20th anniversary is coming up. I think it's June 23rd.
June 27th.
Oh, 7th. Okay.
We just filled the whole show bullshitting about that movie.
I wonder if there's like a theater out there that will just
Oh no! If you play no, they do play it. And actually, if you go to his website, you can like put in your email and like request a screening of The Room. And he might come out.
We should do it in my backyard.
Wait, is it Coolidge Corner? Is it that cinema? There's that cinema that plays old movies, kind of like in Austin Brighton. Is it cool? Yeah, like they play it there.
Cleveland Circle.
Yeah, it was playing on like April 1st, like a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to go to it really bad, but I didn't get a chance to.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Yeah, people dress up in suits and play catch 5 feet from each other. It's true.
Yeah, they bring spoons and they like flick them in the air when like they see the picture of it on screen.
It almost turned into like Rocky Horror Picture Show a little bit. Like they were.
No, I would kill to go see a screening of this movie with like a live audience.
Oh yeah.
And I was I was jealous because like one of my friends a couple of weeks ago, they were showing The Room at like a theater in South Carolina, but the actor for Mark actually came to the theater and he got a script signed.
That's
nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, so hopefully one of my dreams is to just attend a screening with Tommy Wiseau.
We should get him on the show. You know what? If he's working on this new movie, he's probably going to want to promote it. You could just do it with us.
Yeah, I think you could literally just send him a message through his website, like The Room movie or something. And I'm not sure how responsive he is, but I have to imagine if he has an opportunity, he'll come on.
I'm sure he will. I mean, that'd be interesting, huh? Yeah. I really want to get inside of his head.
Me too. This guy, he's an enigma.
Well, because where's it say he's from?
I was looking at that.
So he's from Eastern Europe somewhere, but he would not admit that he was from Europe until like a few years ago.
That's right.
He said he was an American.
try with a really interesting accent.
According
That's a
to
New
Google,
Orleans accent.
He made his money when he was young after immigrating to the U.S. According to close friends, Weiss rented out large properties in San Francisco and California, amassing considerable wealth as a result. Later, he used the wealth to produce The Room. But like, how do you just buy real estate? Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't answer anything for me.
You need a few bucks first to get the thing rolling. It'd be funny if he was like terrorist funded. Fund this guy just for our own entertainment, so we get detected, so they can attack us.
And I might be mistaken about this too, but I don't think anyone knows how old he is.
No, you're right. I don't think it is. It says like 56, but I don't know how old. He looks a lot older than 56, though. He's been in rough times.
Oh, yeah.
Adam, we've seen people who are under the age of 30, like they've been through rough times.
Ooh, yeah.
They don't age quite as well as the guys sometimes.
No. We're like a fine wine.
Yes.
Men are more like a fine wine.
Well, all right. So my goal is homie was out on this show. Sekani will obviously invite. I'm sure we can come up with some good questions for this guy.
Absolutely. And maybe like Greg too. I guess him and Greg, because he wrote the book too. He probably has a lot of cool insights about
just going there, like what do you call it, the IMDb, and get all the names and just start sending emails out. You know, I'm sure they probably have their own.
Yeah, I have to imagine.
That would be interesting. Oh, that'd be a show, huh?
Yeah. Like I think he still goes to conventions one day, but I want to meet like Philip, the guy who plays Denny.
Because creeper. I just like to watch you guys.
Yes.
I think I'm in love with Lisa.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay, Denny. Lisa loves you as a person.
The 20-year anniversary of the. Oh, well, that would be interesting. See, well, I'll no, I'm gonna start hitting when it's slow at work tomorrow, Adam.
Rock on. Well,
maybe they can invite us to a screening. That'd be cool for his new movie.
Yeah, we can get Big Shark in Boston.
Yeah, there we go. World tour.
Yeah, maybe we can convince him to film his next film or movie in Boston.
Called The Lobster. It's the same premise.
Actually, there's already a movie called The Lobster, but we'll talk about that another time.
Then we can call it Large Lobster. Yeah. Alliteration in there.
Why is the lobster coming up in you guys? Oh, why'd you make bread? That'd be funny. All right. Well, we should wrap things up. Sekani out there in the internet world.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, Joey, you want anyone?
I'll say it again.
What's your YouTube that you do?
So it's under Sekamui, Sekamui. It's very inactive right now though, but it's got a couple of videos. So if you are curious about anything pop culture related, give it a look.
Nice.
Adam, you promoting anything?
No, the whirlwind potato is always there. And this time of year, for some reason, Indian people like to hit me up on my YouTube channel when I watch my April Fool's Day video on Handjob Cabin. And they always leave a message that usually says, "Where's the link for the full movie?" Which means obviously you did not watch my full video, or else you would have known it was an April Fool's Day joke. So I have about 3, I think I have 2 of those. It says, please post. And I don't know why it's always in India. Why is it people always in India that ask me this question? I don't know what it is. I don't know
perverted.
Why. I don't know, but that's all I got.
Because they got so preview before they even got to the end, so they never made the end.
They got so horned up by a movie about a hand job in a cabin that they.
That was a good one. I'd be afraid of that cabin. The claw just comes out of nowhere. All right, everyone. You get me on air, The Wicked Explorer as well. And all right, Sekani, thank you.
Yeah, it was nice to see you, man. Nice to meet you.
Hey, good to see you too. And also nice name change one more time.
Excellent. Somebody else.
Yeah. Anytime you like. And I'll see you in 8 hours.
Yes.
Wink, wink.
Peace.
All right, peace out.